So please, Mr. Professor Dr. Wiesław Oleszek, to tell few words about Instytut Uprawy, Nawożenia i Gleboznawstwa w Puławach. Thank you. Bardzo proszę, panie profesorze.
Okay, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, yes.
And presentation is okay?
Yes, yes, everything is okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mr. Director, please continue. Sorry, because we all are so few seconds too late. So
no problem. No problem. Everything on time. Okay, so I tell a few words about my institute, which is the largest agronomy institute in Poland. And we work under species of Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. That's why we do a lot of advisory work and decision support work for our ministry in different areas. Our program, the general program which we work on, is sustainable development of crop production, management of agriculture areas in Poland. And this developed on several platforms like plant soil, on the level plant soil, canopy, crop rotation, and another level is farm and countryside, and the last one, region and the country. So we cover the whole country in our work. For that, we do have in our structure several experimental farms, altogether about 6,000 hectares. You can see it on the map with a red color, and we perform different kind of activities there, including the dairy farm, which is about 600 heads, and crop production in several places and so on. So we have a picture of conditions and also the possibility to test different varieties in different areas of Poland. The strongest part of our institute is soil. As in the name of our institute, there's soil science, and this is lasting for a long time in our institute. So we do have a big database on soil condition and soil categories and so on. And everything now is moved to the internet, and we developed maps which can be used by different entities all over Poland, and this is our very high experience, and we can share with anybody if needed. We have a lot of experts in this field. This was used, for example, for evaluation of Poland for so-called LFA. So for lands which have some problems with the production, and farmers can get subsidies for that. And when we joined the European community, we developed a map in Poland and developed also conditions in which area of Poland farmers can be subsidized. So we have expertise in this field, very good expertise. For our research, we use all kinds of technologies, including on-land technologies, but also remote technologies, including satellites also, for prediction of soil parameters. So, for example, organic carbon, fertilization, pH, galvanometric composition, and soil moisture. In this field, we also have good expertise. This is a map of Poland where we developed data for the organic matter situation in our soils. because the conditions of Polish agriculture are changing very dynamically. So in some areas, there's a concentration of animal production. So the other areas without animal production, they suffer with the manure. So we have a problem with organic matter in the soil. So this is our duty also to evaluate in which area there is a surplus and which area are not sufficient with this manure and organic matter in soil. So this is also very good expertise in our institute. Another big stuff which we conduct since over 10 years is a so-called drought monitoring system. Because Poland depends strongly on precipitation, and with climate changes, the situation is also changing. This precipitation is much lower in some areas. So we had to develop a drought monitoring system, and this is based on the weather stations, automatic weather stations, which we have in our system about 500. And the difference between precipitation and evapotranspiration is what we are looking for, and the system is completely automatic. So all information from each station come to our computer service. We also include radar data, and recently also included satellite data to compare what is agreement between our weather stations and radar and satellite data. And based on this, we produce information, so-called climatic water balance for the whole country. And this is being changed every 10 days. And we also, on our website, we indicate for each small area of Poland what is the situation. And this is very important for farmers, but also for insurance companies, because insurance farmers are insuring the crops, so they expect some subsidies from insurance companies. Here's an example of the map, for example, in 2019. So you see the red color is a big area where we had problems with water. We also evaluate for each crop. This is a map for winter crops, and this is a map for the spring crops. But we include a number of crops like potatoes, corn, grain crops, and so on, and also some vegetables and orchards. So for this, we have a very good system which is working already for over 10 years. Our institute is also one of the, I think, the only one entity in Poland covering research and breeding programs on hops and tobacco. Hops, in the structure of our institute, we have one experimental farm where we have over 30 hectares of hops with different varieties. Most of the varieties were bred in our institute. And our tobacco is also very important for small farms because this gives some extra profit to the farmer. It is for some people who say that this is passé plant, but it's still there is much interest in it. On our webpage, you can also find a fertilization advisory system where each farmer for free, this is free available, can use a special program to evaluate based on the analysis of soil quality, what kind of crops, what kind of fertilization, and so on should be used. Also, we are responsible for waste products application, but not only application, but by government, we are obliged to analyze all products which are offered by different companies to be introduced in Poland to increase soil fertility or plant protection. So any company has to come to our institute, and we do chemical analysis. We evaluate environmental implications, and then we give information to Minister of Agriculture, and Minister is giving permission to companies to introduce this to the market. We do have a department working with agriculture microbiology, so, and also plant quality, post-harvest quality of plants. Our strength is also a big program for organic agriculture. So we have fields for long-term experiments lasting for over 20 years already. So we can evaluate or compare different cultivation systems, including organic. The institute is also, by the way, for organic, we also had a nice program for Eastern Poland. It was financed from the Swiss money, and very, very good results. Many companies were involved. As an institute, we also have a logo of Central European Bioenergy Center, because some of our colleagues are working with biomass plants which are used as a biomass for bioenergy. So this is very, very highly developed research. We collaborate with big companies using this biomass. Herbology and weed science is another very interesting field, but very important is also a technology of grain and fodder crop production. Two departments are working with different crops, grain crops and different fodder crops. So in this field, we have a very good expertise also. Recent developments with climate warming forced us also to work in the field of climate change. We had several projects on this. A recent project which we performed with Azoty, which is a chemical or fertilizer producing company located here in Puławy. It was the project where we measured the emission, greenhouse gas emissions. So these are our facilities in experimental fields, automatic machines measuring the emission in different cultivation system. But we also try to develop some techniques to avoid certain problems. Like one of them was so-called strip till, the new technique which is being developed in Poland, and very, very good in conservation of water. Another interesting site where we do experiments on hops. This is an experiment to replace some wooden poles saturated with some cancerogenic chemicals, and we replace them with poles which are not wooden and not dangerous to the environment. At the same time, we try to introduce different possibilities for growers. For example, this one is for wind electricity producing unit, also some photovoltaic and so on. So this is very, very interesting model, I think. As an institute, we participate in many projects because the institute is being financed by 50% by government, and another 50% we have to find in the market. So we do participate in many projects, especially European project, horizontal project. Tomorrow we will finish the bioeconomy, new strategies of bioeconomy in Poland. It was a very interesting project where we had an international group working in, but the continuation of this is another project, BioEast Up, advancing sustainable circular bioeconomy in Central and Eastern European countries. So our knowledge from this project, we now put this project to share with Eastern European countries. We have 21 partners on this, and in bioeconomy, we do have a lot of several specialists in this field. Also, recently, climate European joint program on to climate smart sustainable management of agriculture soil. Soil is our treasure, so we have to protect it. And so this is why it is very, very important. On our webpage, you can also find an e-tool, bioecon platform where you can find different tools, different modeling, data processing tools for your use. It is free available, and you can find a lot of information there if you need for your needs. Institute is also very well equipped. We built several years ago very new facilities for our labs. So these laboratories are very well equipped on a very high level. So we can combine together with our experimental farms. We have a very good platform to collaborate with any units in your countries to receive students or PhD students or any other exchange program possible in this direction. And we are also located in very historical place. This is our headquarters. Well, this was given a lot of years ago because Institute is lasting already for over 160 years, and this property was given to the Institute, and we are proud of it. Very nice historical place, very important also for our city in Puławy. When you are on a trip to Poland, please visit us here in Puławy. We will receive you with great pleasure. Thank you very much.
Yes, please, Mr. Director.
No. It's all. Okay. My presentation is finished, but if any questions, I am pleased to discuss. Or if not, it's okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for this very important information about the possibilities cooperation with Institute, especially with practice, students, etc. Everything is very important.
Yeah.
So I think so it will be some future with this cooperation between Polish institutes and Zambian institutes.